For the past 10 weeks, the Maidstone television studios in Kent have been the creative home for a new music show titled Unsigned Live. With the record day for the pilot episode drawing ever closer, there are still many elements remaining to come together in time for the show's record date on the 17th of May 2012. The concept for Unsigned Live came from the show's producer Lauren Woodfull, who was selected by executive producers over the competing pitches from over a dozen alternate show ideas. Lauren, along with her assistant producer Dean Ross, have worked together on refining the show's content.
Unsigned Live is a new music programme that aims to support unsigned talent from local areas, and we're shooting a pilot in Maidstone to kind of bring all acts from across Kent and bring them together and show the other side of the music industry. In this production, I'm producer, as it's my idea, but Dean is my assistant producer.
Right-hand man.
Right-hand man.
Yeah, I was just helping Lauren out with writing the script for the show, and on the day I am going to be her voice on the floor while she's in the gallery, and yeah, just
so throughout
writing scripts and stuff.
All this pre-production process, we're writing the script, developing the idea,
auditioning people, finding
we
bands.
Audition the presenters, get the bands in, and then on the day it's just looking at how it comes out and looking at the content and making sure it all goes to plan.
Which will be awesome.
Awesome. Sure. Inspiration for the show comes from myself. When I go out to loads of gigs and I see so much talent out there, that it'd be great if there was this platform for artists instead of shows like X Factor and The Voice, and there needs to be something more raw and to show the other side of the music industry and where real music comes from.
That's what the show's about.
The music is what the show's about, and that's the elements that we were looking forward to the most. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Adam presents the show and how it all comes together in the audience and how much they take part. And
the set as well, the set's going to be...
the set, the lighting, how it all, the sound, it's supposed to be that whole experience being there.
But I think ultimately the music's what makes a show, it's what we set out.
Yeah, and
it's a music show.
The stories behind the bands as well.
Exactly, yeah. So.
One of the most important elements for any show, especially an atmospheric music show, is the set that will stage the show from start to finish. The organisation that are responsible for designing and constructing the set is the group Creative Arts for Theatre and Film, otherwise known as CAF.
Our role in this production is basically we're designing and building the set and the props for this production. It was relatively limited to a certain extent, but that's because we'd been given a very comprehensive design structure to work to. So we followed it as stringently as we could, which is absolutely fine.
So basically I drew out what I wanted from the set. So we've got these big brick wall layers and lights hanging down from the ceiling and like bottles, and it's a very earthy underground kind of music scene feel.
First of all, with designing this, we started off with some basic composite sketches from the production and directors. We then developed them into a series of sketches and figured out what we could actually build, what was realistic to build. We priced up what it would cost to build these things, and I had to make cutbacks here and there. For instance, the original design asked for a curtain with some LED lights in a kind of twinkly star pattern. We didn't see that as really doable for the money it would cost, so we replaced that with flats because it's a cheaper alternative, and decided to just run LED lights through the flats. These are your black ones, literally just black boards. We're going to drill holes through each of these dot them around all over the surface of it to create holes for the LEDs to go through. Once that's done, you've basically got the equivalent of one of those star curtains, but just a cheaper alternative.
The plan for the set is to have a sofa area, a main stage, and an acoustic area. So the sofa area, we have like one sofa. We're trying to get more chairs, and we got a presenter chair, and for the main stage it's probably going to have a lot more in it. We've got like big brick walls.
So basically you start, obviously make the flats, and then it's a case of masking up the whole board, and then the Artex is like a sort of a powder that you mix up with water, and then basically slap it on, and then sort of texture it to whatever you want it to look like, and then masking tape off, and then you're left with a brick wall, and it's just a case of painting it now, really. So
we've got these big hanging curtains, white curtains, that we're going to put some light on, and I think we're going to have a little stage for the drummer, and then for the acoustic area, I think we've got like these bottle lights hanging down.
Our team member Emma came up with the idea of bottle lights. She liked the idea of just filling a basic clear plastic bottle with a bunch of LED lights in string and then hanging them from the ceiling, because we can do that relatively cheap. The effect is nice and we can get lots of them dotted all over the place in different levels. That was something she came up with. I was quite pleased with.
We've done sets before, but never for like an outside company, so it's been really good, yeah. Lots of different stuff we haven't really done before as well, so it was really nice to do that. Yeah.
It is unlikely a show is ever going to become popular without advertising. This is the job of the promo team.
Me and Z are 2/3 of the promotions team, along with Daniel. My job is to help to produce an advert for our show, and also I helped create a poster that helped advertise it.
So my role within Unsigned Live has been to produce the title sequence and the intro for the show. So like a 24-second intro that encapsulates the whole show. Along with that, alongside Dan and Alex, we've done a Facebook page, a Twitter, a website to promote the show.
To advertise the show, we let it be known to our friends and family, and arts really just spread the word. And then obviously gradually it's been getting better. We've started to shoot our adverts, our sequences, our VTs.
Got more likes on our page, more people have started sharing the page, and yeah, there's like a small, amongst Maidstone, I think there's students and musicians and stuff have kind of known about it, because along with the artists that we have on the day, we've had a lot of rehearsals where we've actually managed to bring in other unsigned artists and use them within our rehearsals and give them a chance to have small show reels and small videos, segments.
Yeah, people are really inclined to join in, especially like people that weren't actually supposed to perform on the actual day of shooting.
They've had a chance to.
They've actually had a chance to come in and help us with rehearsals and things. So people really took it seriously. My shoot ran, well, being as my shoot was relatively simple, the basis of it was just to show the versatility in the show, that you could be anyone to sign up to the show to take part in it. So it went easy, it went well, it was easy to shoot, it didn't take very long. That was like the first sequence. My
shoot went pretty well. I made use of one of the rehearsal days and shot with one of the bands that came in to block out the show prior to production. And yeah, I planned everything in advance, made sure I had my script and my storyboard all done. So I had the theme music with me on the day, so what I did was during lunchtime I asked the band to come in half an hour early and take only a half-an-hour lunch and just block things out with them. I had the whole studio set up, the lighting was done, cameras were all set up, and they just had to come and play. Well, I asked them, they were really kind in actually playing the track that we actually used as a theme tune, so it was a Kasabian track that we used. for our theme tune. And yeah, they played it out and it went really well. Within half an hour I had pretty much all the shots that I needed. I tried having as much as possible because I had 24 seconds to play with, so I wanted as many shots that I could cram in to that 24 seconds. Prior to the shoot, I wanted to shoot with a black background. And once you've seen the intros, you'll be able to tell why. But on the day, logistically, we had certain problems where the black curtain had been taken out and all I had to play with was a green screen curtain, which meant that I had to, all the background was green, and in post-production I had to sort of get rid of all that green and play with the colours and play with certain keying and stuff. But it was a good learning curve for me as well because it was the first time I actually used green screen properly, and it came out pretty well. I'm really chuffed with the end result, so yeah.
Now that the record date is less than 2 weeks away, final plans are being completed and studio roles are becoming more prominent. The person that has to control everything that's seen on screen is studio director Lauren Howard.
For this production, I'm directing, so that basically means that I take the producer's idea and her script and create it visually how I see it in my mind. So she comes up with the ideas and the content, and then I'm in charge of making that come to screen visually, working with set design, light design, and most importantly my cameras. So as well as dealing with the camera operators and positioning them where I want to, it's really important that I position the actual talent and the acts and the presenter and the set exactly where I want it, so it visually looks how I imagined on screen. So as a director, I tend to deal with all departments within the production team. I started off by dealing a lot with sound, organising the technicians that I wanted and the engineers that I wanted, and making sure they had the equipment or could get hold of the equipment that we needed. I then started designing the lighting, so it was really important that I dealt with the lighting technician and the lighting rigger, so they knew exactly what I wanted, where I wanted it and how I wanted it. And we worked really collaboratively because I'm not very skilled in lighting technical terms and the different lights that are available, but I was able to give them an idea of the mood that I wanted and different examples of shows that I had seen and lighting designs for music that I thought would really work for our show. I'm also building a really tight relationship with our vision mixer and our PA. Without them, I just couldn't do my job. The vision mixer I have to really rely on and be confident with that she can actually override me and cut to shots when I'm asking other cameras to get into position.
I'm the vision mixer, so I edit the show live by pressing all these buttons and doing a few wipes, and I just override what the director says. I listen to them as well, but if the shots aren't ready, then I have to skip to another shot.
And the PA, it's really important that she keeps her eyes on the script and actually lets me know what's coming up, because it's really hard as a director to look at a script, look at the cameras, ask them to be in positions and then cut to them.
I'm a PA on the record day, a production assistant. That means I've got to do all the organisation of things such as call sheets, make sure that all of the camera people have got their scripts and their camera shots all ready. I've also got to do the cues into the studio to make sure they know that we're recording, make sure that the VTs are going to be running on time. Timings are a very important thing for me. I've got to make sure that we're going to run to the 30 minutes that we've got for the whole programme.
We also have to add a bit more content to our show and really pump up the experience for the audiences. We've included 3 VTs that really delve further into the life of unsigned bands and the local area and the local music scene.
Our role in the production is we're part of the VT team. Basically, we have to research, develop and put together a VT package for the production.
Well, our VT, we're focusing on the band Standing on Giants, and basically what Lauren wanted was a day in the life sort of thing. First of all, we were going to focus on their day jobs, but then after research and talking to the band members, we decided that really day jobs wasn't the best thing to do because they're quite spread out. One of them's at uni, one of them works in London, or one works in a school, and the other one works in a bookies in Pettswood. So everyone's sort of spread out. So we had to so then we decided to work on like a day in life. So their hobbies, what they do in their spare time, just basically what they're getting up to when they're not recording.
I'm the producer for the VT that we did that was originally going to be called On Tour. but we ended up calling it The Slice of the Soundcasters because of where we ended up filming it. But my role as producer of that VT is also to help delegate out to Joe.
Yes, I basically do everything that Fran tells me, and so far that has included a fair bit of camera work and also writing the script as well.
We had a lot of issues with the camera on our shoot, which with the gain making everything quite grainy, but we're going to solve that by reshooting or trying to edit it so that it works, aren't we? So yeah, we're just going to try and do the best with what we've got, really.
Did a lot of research into the band, and that helped me to write the script because I went into their back catalogue and stuff and got a feel for their music, which enabled me to draft a load of questions for them. And then there was the kind of boring organisation side of things, which was, you know, trying to get to the venue and get people there, and that got a bit difficult at times, didn't it? But we got there. It was a success.
The VTs, I believe, are meant to be creating an atmosphere and to show you what's not just what the show's about, but what the bands are about as well, and showing that they are serious about what they do, but they are kind of not extremely serious, that everything is serious. They have to be quite relaxed, and it just shows that atmosphere where they are quite friendly and they do want to make themselves heard, as it were, and that's what our VTs are about.
To be honest, you need them. They have to be high quality. They do make a difference. Obviously, especially if you're doing the outside of the studio on location and you're trying to demonstrate something that you couldn't visually show within the studio.
Also, I think they give you more of an insight into how the band or whoever, what their life is outside the TV programme. Just gives you more insight into the real world and the real life.
Brings the audience in,
yeah.
Definitely. Makes them feel more included. And,
yeah.
So it adds the extra details, especially if they're good VTs, which ours should be.
Well, on the day of the shoot itself, you can never be certain what's going to happen. I mean, not only do they add another layer of depth and information to the show, they can also add as a pretty good backup device in case anything goes wrong and when you suddenly need to cut to something else. And so it's just good to have them on standby. You never know when you might need a VT.
With the final production meeting for Unsigned Live comes the final stage of pre-production, and soon Maidstone Studios Studio 1 will be transformed into the home of Unsigned Live. The first stage is putting up the lights and setting up all the sound equipment. This is largely done by sound assistant Joe.
Okay, right.
This is what she said when I caught up with her on the rigging day.
I'm doing lots of things today. It's been quite exciting actually. I've been pressing a lot of buttons and plugging things in and tapping microphones to make sure that they work, except a lot of the time they didn't work, so I had to plug other things in and then press different buttons and then start my tapping again, and then it did work. That's been my day.
Along with the lights and sound equipment starts the construction of the set from CAFT. This includes the unveiling of specially designed bottle lights. The set building goes late on into the afternoon. By the following morning, ready for the final day of rehearsals, the set is complete and the crew are excited and raring to go.
One more day to go, guys. Today we're doing rehearsals, trying to get ready, you know, trying to get it in, trying to get the first right. It's looking well though. I've seen you on the stage, everything. It looks wicked, it looks really professional, and everyone's really proud of it, and then we're trying to really put in a lot of work in today. So yeah, stay tuned, man. It's going well.
As well as out on the studio floor, there is a lot of anticipation in the gallery.
Well, tomorrow is the live day, so this rehearsal is really important. We just need to make sure the band's alright. We've got them all sorted to make sure everyone knows what they're doing. It's going to be good.
Can I just see your...
We're here on the record day, and everyone's excited and a little bit quiet, but some people are a little stressed as well. It's going to be good. Can't wait.
Final preparations are underway before the live recording, so we're just about ready to count down to action. With the arrival of the audience, it's nice to think back over the stages that brought us to this point, where everything is ready to go.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Unsigned Live.